Ren from Hallowed Be Thy Game, and today I have some incredible JRPGs you can get physically for the Switch right now for an affordable price. Let's check it out. Welcome back to a special episode of Hallowed Be Thy Game, and I am so excited to be able to share with you some great deals I found for JRPGs physically on the Switch. One of the most common questions I've been getting since returning back to YouTube is this game available physically? Is this game available physically? So yes, every game on today's list is available physically. I want to try to shine a light on games that I think could be pricey in the future. I'm not saying every one of these games is going to be extremely expensive in the future, but I'm just saying, I think from a perspective of somebody who wants to game physically, it's probably a better idea to get these games while they're below the MSRP rather than later, because I kind of get the feeling a couple of these can shoot up exponentially in the future. And there's one game on today's list that is on a mega deep cut sale right now, so I can't wait to share that with you. But if you enjoy these style of videos, please let me know down in the comments and consider liking and subscribing. For one, it's the best way to help support the work I do here on the channel, but it also just lets me know this is the type of content you enjoy and want to see. But before we get to the rest of today's video, I just want to give a word from this video's sponsor, which is Infinity Knights Cross, which is an active Kickstarter going on right now. This is just a gorgeous 90s inspired JRPG. It just fully leans into its inspirations of Dark Cloud, the Mana series, Final Fantasy. It's an action RPG couch co-op. It is going to be coming out for the PC and consoles. So yes, there is going to be a link to this Kickstarter, which is going on for about 2 more weeks as of the upload of this video. A link to that will be in the description and in the pinned comments. Met its goal extremely fast. If you've just been pining away to have a couch co-op JRPG action experience, this game is looking to hit that particular niche. Now in this, you're going to be exploring the world beyond the kingdom's mysterious lands, where alternate rules for life and death, fearsome bosses, and deep dungeons await you, the newest Infinity Knight. Gather, craft, brew, and grow your resources, develop the kingdom to your needs, harness the power of elements, and explore the multi-layered short stories presented in Infinity Knights Cross. This is looking like an absolutely banging experience, and I want to put it on your horizon right now. And if you would be interested in supporting such a heartfelt endeavor, be sure to check out the Kickstarter link in the description and also in the pinned comments. Infinity Knights Cross, check it out. Now let's head back to our video. Now the first game on today's list is one that I reviewed quite some time ago, Metal Max Xeno Reborn. Now this is kind of a JRPG that is more akin to like a Final Fantasy XII experience. I personally had a blast with this. I loved being able to customize not only my party build, but to be able to equip my tanks out, be able to customize them, find different chassis and loadouts, and explore. This is very light on the story. However, if you're just looking for a game to sink time into and you want some more Final Fantasy XII feeling game to where it's going to be kind of like an active real-time combat that is also kind of turn-based. I really don't know how you would explain it, but I personally fell in love with this game. I love the Metal Max series. I wish it would get more notoriety, but at this price point, I think it's a great one to jump into while it still has physical copies available. Now, next up on today's list, I would think doesn't need any particular massive introduction. However, I have to shout out Sea of Stars. Right now, this is at a very affordable price point on Amazon. Now, again, Sea of Stars is arguably my favorite game from last year. I think it was just an extremely heartfelt experience and really just kind of testament to how much excellence an indie game dev company can do by creating a JRPG in a modern setting to really just pay homage to Chrono Trigger. But what's so excellent about Sea of Stars is that while it does pay homage to what came before it, it really makes its own distinct, unique mark on the genre, and it has a very unique, fun, wild combat system that I found to be very addictive to, with its kind of like real-time, quick-time events, but also just to be able to customize. And again, there's a lot of difficulty accessibility settings if you're not looking for a very difficult experience. But if you're wanting a real challenge, let me tell you, Sea of Stars can definitely have it if you're looking for it. Gorgeous art, gorgeous soundtrack, and a video game for the ages. And at this price point, I would hate for people to miss out on it. We just talked about this here recently, but if you're in the mood for a first-person dungeon crawler, I have a couple on today's list that I think are just at absolute bargain prices right now with Labyrinth of Zangetsu. Right now, this is $15 on Amazon, and I think that's an abject steal. This is a very fun and extremely stylized first-person dungeon crawler that I think is just a great introduction to the genre, but also I just really feel that if you're looking for kind of a fun challenge and you're open to the first-person dungeon crawler, for 15 bucks, you can't go wrong with this title. And again, I'm not saying this is going to be super expensive in the future, but I don't always see this being at a $15 price point. Labyrinth of Zangetsu, has anyone played it? Please let people know what you thought of it down in the comments. I loved it. Another first-person dungeon crawler, and personally this is a front runner for my favorite first-person dungeon crawler, Undernauts Labyrinth of Yomi. This is at a very affordable, about $30 price point on Amazon right now. This isn't the cheapest I've ever seen it, but it's so far below retail that I can see this being a game in the future after the Switch is no longer the main console. I can see this one rising in price. Again, that's just feels craft. I don't have any raw numbers to back that up. Once like bigger influencers and other people discover how banging Undernauts is, I really could see this one taking off. Very haunting, dire, grim atmosphere as you're diving into this almost like ethereal, Lovecraftian, horrific world. But again, you have just an absolutely balanced, extremely well put together game that I think when it comes to first-person dungeon crawlers cannot do any better than Undernauts Labyrinth of Yomi. Now, next up on today's list, we have Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Now, this is the first game in the Dragon's Dogma games. However, this is an all-time classic. I haven't played the new one. However, this is just one for the ages. This has such a wild, rabid fan base, and I think people are kind of retroactively discovering just how excellent this series is. I do see a scenario in the future where if the series continues to go on in game popularity to where older copies, especially for the Switch, because there's always that Switch tax, where I could see more people pursuing Dragon's Dogma, the first one for Switch, in the future. However, maybe if they ever port the second one to Switch 2 or something in the future. Anyways, just something to keep in mind. I'm not saying this one's going to be wildly expensive in the future, but one I would definitely keep on your radar if you are looking to get this while it's at below MSRP. Now, I am so excited to tell you that as of right now, the Red Art Games summer sale is going on, and I believe it's only got at the day of this video's upload left on it. So if you're interested in Sword of the Vagrant, this is one that's never even at full price, not that expensive, but right now it's 20% off. Sword of the Vagrant, to me, I would consider to be the best hidden gem on the Nintendo Switch. If you're in the mood for an action RPG mixed with like Metroidvania style, Muramasa Rebirth or Odin Sphere style game from Vanillaware, look no further. I personally consider Sword of the Vagrant to be one of my favorite Switch games. I've sung its praises many times in the past on the channel, and anytime I see it on sale, I just kind of want to shout it out again to people. So again, if you're looking for something fresh, unique, and off the beaten path, and you want it physically in your collection, do not miss out on Sword of the Vagrant. This is an absolute steel banger. Check this one out. Now, I want to go ahead and shout out Demon Gaze Extra. This is on an absolutely bonkers sale right now from Red Art Games, and I believe their sale is about to end. So if you're interested, definitely check this one out. Now, there was some controversy on this game, I believe, with its English localization DLC. Anyways, this is the day one edition of the game. I'm not fully up to date on whatever controversy was going on. However, I love Demon Gaze Extra 1 and 2. And I really wonder if they're ever going to do more in the series, if it'll come to Switch. I 100% believe, though, that in the future, Demon Gaze Extra will be a sought-after title. This is an absolutely quality JRPG, and one that I have a blast with. It has a little bit more settings and features in this day one edition on Switch, that I would still prefer playing it on Switch as opposed to the PS Vita where I originally played this. This is one I went ahead and bought another copy of because I'll be honest, at 66.66% off, this sucker is coming in at 20 euros. And as of the upload of this video, the euro and the dollar, it's like a dollar is 0.92 of a euro. So the conversion rate's not as bad as it has been in the past. This is one I give my full recommendation to if you're looking for something new, something excellent. You have gorgeous character art and an excellent combat system that I don't think anyone should miss out on. Again, if you're open to this genre, this is one not to miss out on. I love it, can't recommend it enough, and at this price point, it's an abject steal. Demon Gaze Extra, pick this one up. Red Art Games has some more wild sales going on, and I have to shout out Croixleur Sigma. This is on a 50% sale right now, and honestly, at 15 euros, this is just a no-brainer. This is a fun pick-up-and-play game. It's not doing anything revolutionary, but I just think it's a quality game, and to have it physically in the collection, that's an absolute slam dunk. But really, you have fun characters, great art, fun combat system, and yeah, I mean, at this price point, it's just the easy, no-stress recommendation to you all. Croixleur Sigma. Check it out. Now, it's kind of doing my rounds making this video, and I wanted to check out Video Games Plus, Red Art Games, and Play Asia. That's usually where I kind of bask in for kind of the deeper cut games. Now, Play Asia right now has Dead or School, the multi-language version, for $25 US dollars right now. I think that's a great price for this. That's kind of a guilt-free recommendation. And I believe they have sales usually going on to where if you spend up to a certain amount, you'll be able to get a discount. So if there's other titles you see on there and you want to get free shipping, something to check out. However, at $25 US dollars, I think Dead or School is just an absolutely fun Metroidvania RPG. And again, it kind of mixes like a Diablo-style isometric power progression with just the Metroidvania genre. And really, it's simple. It's not doing anything wild or over the top, but it's got fan service. It's got an eerie aesthetic and atmosphere. I really had a blast with this. It's on my top 10 favorite hidden gems for the Nintendo Switch. And at this price point, I think it's a great pickup. Now, I got a couple games for you I want to bring to your attention because I believe in the future, these are going to continue to be a nightmare to get. Now, right now on Video Games Plus, you can pick up copies, the Baten Kaitos Duology Double Pack, at retail on Video Games Plus. I don't think that's always going to be available. I don't think that's always going to be easy to get. It might take a year, it might take a couple years, but it's a highly revered monolith property, a titan of the genre that never really got the respect it deserves, and it's available physically for the Switch. It just screams that it's going to be a pain to get in the future. I'm not saying it's going to be worth 300% of MSRP in the future, but I would suggest that if you are the least bit interested in Baten Kaitos Double Pack, sooner rather than later with this title. And also, Maglam Lord. This is a game that is currently 40 Canadian dollars, with the conversion rate's really nice to USD right now. But this is just kind of a waifu dating sim, 2D action RPG adventure. It's excellent. I love this game, and it's totally an easy recommend for me. It has appeared on my hidden gems list before. But again, if you're looking just for kind of like a popcorn fun, kind of guilty pleasure game, look no further than Maglam Lord. Again, you get waifus, you get fun, kind of easy to approach combat, a no-brainer for me. And I think if you're interested in this, I think this could go the way of like Blacksmith in the Sand Kingdom, or even a game we talked about in the past called Hero Must Die Again. I just went to check on that price. It's through the roof. Really sad to see that happen. But again, I could see a scenario where Maglam Lord starts to drift towards that as people start to discover it after the Switches kind of run its course. Anyways, I think these are ones to keep on your radar. Now, what is excellent through Video Games Plus, they have $10 off Canadian currency for Grandia HD Collection. This is, again, I think going to be one of the biggest culprits for an extremely expensive game to get in the future. They have stock available right now for this. Again, these are highly revered, highly beloved games that aren't necessarily extremely mainstream. they just scream to be collectible. They just scream that people are going to want these in the future, especially. And I have even seen some times where these have, you know, gone out of stock and kind of shot through the roof. At least the areas I've been looking. I don't know if Video Games Plus has always kept these in stock. But again, I think if you're interested in this, right now it's below MSRP. I think these are beloved games that, again, if you're interested in and you don't want to play reseller price in the future, I would pick these up while they're below MSRP and in stock. Now, one game that is a total easy recommend, Neptunia, Senran Kagura, Ninja Wars. This is my first Senran Kagura game, and let me tell you, it's a really fun, runs really well on Switch action RPG. Yes, it's loaded with fan service, but it runs great. It's a total blast to play. And yeah, it's over the top. It's not M-rated or anything like that. I don't think it's as egregious as Deep Crimson was on the 3DS, but this is a total banger, and it's available right now through Amazon at a below MSRP price, and I think that's a total steal. An easy recommend. I don't think this is going to be wildly expensive in the future unless there was some collector's edition version I hadn't heard of, but this is just a great game that I think anybody who's not going to be completely turned off by fan service to check this out. The action combat is really easy to approach, and you know, it just kind of, it makes my monkey brain happy when, you know, you got waifus blowing things up, slashing things up, and yeah, it's really fun. Now, the mini game in this is over the top, a little egregious, and a little frustrating, but yeah, total blast. Really easy pick up and play game to do a mission here and there, but an easy recommend nonetheless. And it's cheap physically. Check it out. Now, a game I want to throw on here because I see it's in stock currently at a really good price is God Eater 3. For anybody out there who's looking for some more Monster Hunter style games, this is an easy recommend. It's at a great price point here. Anime Monster Hunter style game to where you're going to be hunting down massive giant monsters, and yeah, this is just a beloved game to me. This is one of the first hidden gems I shout out a couple years ago on the channel. I think this was featured in my first hidden gems video I did on the channel, but yeah, an absolute banger game that I think anyone should check out. I don't think this is ever going to be wildly expensive in the future, but at this price point, if you want another great Monster Hunter game to have physically in the collection, God Eater 3 is a must-own in my book. Now, one game I just talked about here on the channel because it was available physically, and I don't often buy games digitally unless I have to, is God Wars: The Complete Legend. Now, to my knowledge, this is delisted from the eShop, but it's super affordable on Amazon right now, and I think a few other retailers. It doesn't do anything revolutionary, but it's a fun, approachable experience, and just a standard SRPG that I think fans of like Final Fantasy Tactics could have fun with. And it's one that I would hate to see lost to time. So if you are interested in this one, I would pick it up while it's in stock, while it's affordable, because again, with it being delisted, unless that changes, this is just going to be wildly outrageous in the future. And with that, those are great and affordable JRPGs that I think you should be picking up now physically. The range of deals in this was pretty wild, but I wanted to include games that I thought were great deals and approachable, but also ones that I thought were going to be expensive in the future. So if you enjoy this style of video, please let me know down in the comments, and you can help support this channel massively by liking and subscribing. Again, I want to thank you all so much for all the support coming back. Again, if you're interested in Infinity Knights Cross, be sure to check out the Kickstarter link down in the description, also pinned in the comments. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe for more JRPG Nintendo Switch content. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next time.